It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. Not one of those who can easily hide. No, I don't have much money, no, but if I did, I'd buy a big house where.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We're live from Geneva, and I would like to welcome our hybrid audience today, which is live but also remote. Welcome to everyone. We're very pleased to welcome the first keynote of the day with the Maison Grand Seiko, and I would like to welcome on stage the president of Seiko Watch Corporation, Mr. Akio Naito.
Bonjour. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor to be here on this stage today to talk to you about Grand Seiko and the evolution of our watchmaking. Before I get started, I would like to introduce our chairman, Shinji Hattori, who very much wanted to be here today. Instead, he asked me to offer his greetings via a short video.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to welcome you to this session. For me, Grand Seiko has a very personal meaning. Our company was founded by my great-grandfather, Kintaro Hattori, in 1881. His motto was to be always one step ahead of the rest, and that philosophy has guided our firm ever since. Nowhere is that more evident than in Grand Seiko, which was created to be the very best watch that we could produce. Grand Seiko was born in 1960, which also happened to be the 100th anniversary of Kintaro's birth. Yet to me, it seems like destiny. That anniversary marked the beginning of a brand that would embody everything that Kintaro believed in. From the very beginning, Grand Seiko was an outstanding timepiece. Each unit is handmade by the most experienced Japanese craftspeople and then severely tested. For half a century, we reserved our best creation for our domestic market. However, over the years, its fame spread beyond our shores. Critics and watch fans around the world came to praise their accuracy, durability, and beautiful design that made it the equal of any luxury brand. Finally, in 2010, we opened up Grand Seiko to the rest of the world. As you already know, it was very well received. Our newest Grand Seiko models continue to attract excellent reviews, and worldwide demand is growing strongly. I am delighted to see that Grand Seiko's beauty and quality are now globally recognized. I know that this success is due to the efforts of many people. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our retail partners, our friends in the media, and to the Grand Seiko fans around the world for their support. I'm very proud of what Grand Seiko has achieved in the past 60 years. I know that my great-grandfather would be just as proud. Today, we are extremely honored to be present at this prestigious event. The new creations we will introduce here show that we remain true to Kintaro's spirit. They prove that we are committed to innovation just as he was, and that we will honor his legacy by remaining always one step ahead of the rest. Thank you.
As Mr. Hattori mentioned, Grand Seiko was created over 60 years ago, but has been available outside Japan for only 12 years. In making the first Grand Seiko back in 1960, our engineers were attempting to create a watch that was not only beautiful, but more precise, more durable, and more legible and easier to use than anything that the company had ever made before. Indeed, these simple ideals remain at the heart of Grand Seiko even today. And then, after 7 years later, Grand Seiko took an important step forward. The brand was given a unifying design theme, which we called the Grand Seiko style. This watch, the 44GS, was its first expression. The Grand Seiko style was a design language centered on the idea that each Grand Seiko watch should shine with quality and reflect a uniquely Japanese beauty. As you can imagine from the idea of shining with quality, one of the central ideas of the Grand Seiko style is the creative use of light. In Japan, black and white are seldom expressed in their extremes. Rather, there are always numerous gradations between light and shadow. In fact, shadow is appreciated just as much as light, and the harmony between the two is highly valued. These values are evident in the way each Grand Seiko watch reflects the delicate balance of light and shadow across the case and bracelet, the dial surfaces, and even the hands and indexes. Just as Grand Seiko expresses this appreciation of light and shadow, it also reflects another fundamental aspect of Japanese culture that has been a constant throughout the centuries, what we call do, or the way. Simply put, it is a determination to achieve perfection in every aspect of any endeavor, and it is this quality that you see in the wide variety of traditions. From calligraphy, shodo, to the tea ceremony, sado, to martial arts, budo, kendo, judo, and even more. The name for each art ends with this important character, do. Of course, all cultures strive for perfection in their fine arts. Yet, perhaps there is something very special about the way that the Japanese seek to achieve perfection in something as apparently simple as preparing tea that tells us something significant about our culture. Do is all about being intensely focused, persistent, and quietly determined, constantly seeking enhancements with no compromise until an ideal result is fully achieved. This constant search for perfection is deeply embedded in all our art forms, including our crafts. Now you may be wondering, why is this fellow lecturing about some obscure Japanese concept? The answer is because this concept has inspired the development of Grand Seiko for over 60 years. Though inspires our watchmakers and designers, our craftsmen and women, to constantly develop their skills and to seek constant advances in every aspect of watchmaking. In that sense, Do is an integral part of Grand Seiko's identity. Let me give you a concrete example of how these ideas find expression in our watchmaking, and at the same time introduce to you important developments in our 2022 collection. Grand Seiko offers 5 collections, one of which is called Evolution 9. The collection demonstrates the evolution of the design signature that we established through the Grand Seiko style and reflects a new grammar of design called Evolution 9, which takes the Grand Seiko style to a new level of beauty, legibility, and comfort. One of the first creations expressing the Evolution 9 style design was High Beat 36,000 creation, which won the men's watch prize at the GPHG here in Geneva last year. The Evolution 9 style has 3 new design principles at its core. The first is an evolution in aesthetics. Its aim is to express the richness of the balance between light and shadow. The frequent use of a hairline finish brings out the many subtle shades of light and dark between the 2 extremes of black and white. The second is an evolution in legibility. The hands are bold and multifaceted, and the indexes are powerfully 3-dimensional. And the third is an evolution in wearing comfort. The case's center of gravity is low, and the bracelet is just the right thickness and the width, so that the watch sits firmly and very comfortably on your wrist. Perhaps some of you are wondering why the collection is named Evolution 9. In Japanese, the character for the number 9 is pronounced Q. But there is another kanji character that is also pronounced Q, and it means the ultimate. This connection between the number 9 and the idea of the ultimate is why all of our calibers have the number 9 in their names, and is also why this new design style is called Evolution 9. Today, the Evolution 9 collection expands into the realm of sport, with the addition of 5 new spring-drive watches. All 5 watches capture the refinements of the Evolution 9 style. Now, please allow me to share a short video of these new sport watches.
Grand Seiko Evolution 9 Collection. A force within.
Two of these creations feature dials that demonstrate the craft work for which Grand Seiko is famous. They also reflect the deep respect for nature, which lies at the heart of Grand Seiko. For example, the dial of this spring drive GMT watch was inspired by the morning mist that appears in winter in the mountainous Shinshu region, home to the studio where all Grand Seiko spring drive watches are made. The dial of this new driver's watch was inspired by the oceans that surround the islands of Japan. These oceans are crisscrossed by powerful currents. One of them, known as the Black Stream, is famous for its very dark tides. This dial is inspired by the deep black color of the Black Stream, as is the richly textured surface of the dial. With this new Evolution 9 collection, Grand Seiko is taking another step forward with a new signature design. We look forward to bringing you many other expressions of this new design theme in the years to come. The Evolution 9 watches you just saw give you an idea of how Grand Seiko is evolving. Now, I would like to introduce a very different watch, one that we are revealing here in Geneva for the very first time ever. It is true to the roots of Grand Seiko, but at the same time goes far beyond anything we have done up to now. I am very confident that this creation will surprise you in every way.
Grand Seiko Kodo. Constant Force Tourbillon.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Grand Seiko Kodo, Constant Force Tourbillon, the very first mechanical complication watch from Grand Seiko. At its heart is an innovative movement that delivers an unprecedented level of stable accuracy. With its unique appearance in motion and its carefully designed sound, this revolutionary watch takes Grand Seiko into new territory. This outstanding creation is called Kodo, or in Japanese, heartbeat. You will understand why in just a minute. Powered by the new caliber 9ST1, Kodo incorporates a patented structure that integrates a constant force mechanism and a tourbillon as a single unit on the same axis to deliver a new level of stable accuracy. Let me explain its evolution and background. In 2020, Grand Seiko introduced the T0 constant force tourbillon, a concept creation which incorporated this revolutionary mechanism. When we took this concept watch to the production stage, each of its more than 340 components was re-examined and, where necessary, redesigned and re-engineered. The result is the brand new caliber 9ST1. Not only is it smaller than the original concept movement, but it sets a new standard for precision. Each movement is tested for a full 48 hours in each of 6 different positions and at 3 different temperatures. This is twice as long as the already stringent Grand Seiko standard. Each movement is examined over the course of 34 days to verify its accuracy. And the tests are, when completed, the new standard has been met or exceeded. The performance characteristics of each individual movement are precisely defined in the certificate that we provide with every watch. Kodo required 10 years of extremely intensive research and development, involving a team of our most talented designers, engineers, engravers, and assemblers. To give you insights into how it was developed, I would like to introduce Mr. Takuma Kawauchiya, who designed the movement of both the T0 constant force tourbillon and this caliber 9ST1.
I'd like to share with you the unique motion of the mechanisms and have you listen to the sound of its rhythm, made possible by the highest frequency movement ever to be equipped with a constant force mechanism. As you can see, the inner tourbillon carriage rotates smoothly as the balance steadily vibrates at 8 beats per second. The outer constant force carriage follows its rotation at intervals of once per second. It's as if the constant force carriage is chasing after the tourbillon carriage. We named the watch Kodo, or heartbeat in Japanese, after the unique motion of the 2 mechanisms and the sound of the rhythm it makes. The steady sound of the escapement and the sound of the once per second impulse of the constant force create a precise rhythm that in musical terminology resembles a 16th note feel or semiquaver. Although I set the 2 mechanisms on the same axis to pursue high accuracy, I'm delighted to have created a truly unique, one-of-a-kind watch with such interesting visual effects and the 16th note rhythmic feel. For me, caliber 9ST1 needed to have a perfect beat. This is realized only when the constant force sounds its impulse precisely when the balance oscillates 8 times. I insisted on achieving a perfect 16th note feel or semiquaver for the owner to fully enjoy the timepiece. Maybe this is because of my passion for music and being a professional guitarist before joining Grand Seiko. Actually, I'm involved in the assembly of the new movement, but it is thanks to our very best craftsmen and women who made the creation of such a beautiful masterpiece in such a short time a reality. I look forward to seeing you all someday soon. Thank you.
The case is constructed from both Platinum 950 and Grand Seiko's brilliant hard titanium to achieve a long-lasting beauty. Some case parts of both materials are zaratsu polished, while others have a hairline finish. The two case materials combine at the tapered end on the lugs, where a small open space adds a lightness as well as unique aspect to the overall design. While this remarkable watch is in every way a new departure for Grand Seiko's watchmaking, it still remains true to the brand's original ideals, one of which is practicality, and that is realized in every detail. The constant force carriage has a ruby on one of its arms, which acts as a small second hand. The watch incorporates a hacking function so that the rotating tourbillon carriage can be stopped when the crown is pulled out, allowing the time to be adjusted to the precise second. The hour hand has an extra facet at its tip to enhance its readability. In addition, it offers 10-bar water resistant. Kodo is offered with a calf strap, specially treated in the same traditional way that was once used to make leather armor for samurai. The strap surface is hand-painted with urushi lacquer in a multi-coating process that gives the strap a delicate sheen. The watch is available as a limited edition of 20 pieces worldwide. Kodo was designed by an elite group of Grand Seiko watchmakers and designers who will be a part of a new studio, the Atelier Ginza. The studio will be situated in the heart of Tokyo's Ginza district, where our founder, Kintaro Hattori, started his business in 1881. The studio's aim to create truly unique watches reflects Kintaro's determination that this company should always strive to make the world's finest timepieces. With the birth of Kodo and the establishment of the Atelier Ginza, Grand Seiko has created a new stage on which to build a magnificent future in the years to come. In closing, may I say once again that it is a great honor to be here with you in Geneva. And I would like to express our sincere appreciation for this opportunity to share with you the latest developments in the Grand Seiko story. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. And どうもありがとうございます。
Thank you very much, Mr. Naito. We invite you all to our next keynote, which will start at 12. Thank you very much.
Never knowing who to trust like this. You don't wanna be stuck up on that stage singing. Stuck up on that stage singing. All I know is sad songs, sad songs.